have retiring Coach Randy Rahe, and his wife Laura Rahe, who are both here with us. Excited to have them here. We're going to go ahead and hear from Coach first, and then we'll open it up to some questions. So Coach Rahe, take it away.
Absolutely. It's a great day today. It's a great day. Really excited. Laura and I are both really excited, and I just want to start off by saying that it's been an honor and a privilege for me to be the head basketball coach at Weber State for 16 years, and it's a responsibility I took very seriously, and something we worked extremely hard at. And but before we really get going, I also want to make mention this is not just about me today. This is also about Laura. People probably don't know, but she's dedicated 16 years of her life to Weber State University, supervising student teachers, teaching basketball classes. She's been a NCAA Division I women's referee for 30 years, and she's retiring as well. And believe me when I say this, there's no way I would have gotten through this without her support and everything she's done for me. So this is about us. And we're both on board. We're both excited. We're both very much at peace with our decision, and looking forward to having some fun. That's for darn sure. And I will tell you this too, Laura's a lot better at her job than I ever was at mine. So this is definitely about that. But anyway, when I took over the job 16 years ago, I just wanted to run a program what I felt was the right way, and try to do it with character and integrity, and bring in great kids, graduate kids, follow the rules, which is hard to do this day and age, obviously, with where college basketball is at. But we worked really hard at that. Nothing fancy, just try to do it the right way and build a strong culture. And, I feel good about walking away knowing that we did just that. And, it's sometimes this business can make you sacrifice your values and your integrity. And we definitely tried not to let that happen, and I really don't think we did. And I think we built a strong culture here. I felt good about that, and I think that's what allowed us to have some pretty good success. So it's been a great run, and like I said, we just work really hard at it, and it's been good. And like I said, people were asking me the other day about what are you going to miss the most, and what I'll be honest with you right now. Not going to miss practices as much, not going to miss the games. What I'm really going to miss is the relationships, just hanging out with my staff and hanging out with the players, and having the players over to my house, and Laura spoiling them. She's like a surrogate mom to all my guys and taking care of them and all that stuff. But that's the part I'm going to really miss the most. So, but it was kind of a quick decision. Laura and I went down to Hilton Head last week, got a little vacation after doing some recruiting, and I was sitting around, and we were sitting around having a few glasses of wine, which is what I'm really good at. But I was starting to think about getting ready for the June program, the summer program with the guys coming back in, and I didn't feel the same way about it. I just didn't quite have the same passion, the same excitement. And I've told myself forever that, if I lose any of that, I'm going to know it's time to go. And it kind of hit me, and we looked at each other, and she kind of said, "What do you think?" And I said, "You know what? I think I'm ready to be done." So that's kind of when it happened. And then we came back and met with the administration, and they were wonderful about everything. And so that's kind of how we got to the point we did. It happened quick, and now we get some time to figure out what we want to do from here. But it's been a great run. I really want to I got to thank some people. And first of all and foremost, I got to thank my family, because there's no way I get through this and without the support of Laura, obviously, and my sons, Luke and Cade, who are incredible. The fun thing about it for me was, as they're growing up in our program and growing up to be where they are now, it didn't matter if we won or lost. Every time I came home, I was just dad. And it didn't matter to them, and God bless them for it. But one thing I do, there's a story I want Laura to tell about our boys being ball boys when we were growing up. When they were growing up in our program, they were both ball boys for us for a long time. So I want Laura to talk about this story. This is kind of funny.
Yeah, Randy and I, we have a habit of walking every morning. We've been doing it for 30 years of marriage. And this morning I said, one of my favorite memories is just raising our kids here. And they both bleed purple as well. They're both Weber State students. But anyway, when we came here, Cade was only 4, Luke was 6, and we let them be ball boys. And they knew that in our home, we had a cuss jar. Anytime they let out a slip of an inappropriate word.
It was for me mostly. The jar was for me, I think.
Indeed, it was to keep us honorable parents. But they knew that they had to give up $1 for every time, they said something inappropriate. So anyway, we're trying to put the kids on the right basket standards. So Cade was a little shy, he's 4. We didn't want him to be nervous. So we put him on Randy's end, and we put our older son on the visitor's end. And I'll never forget, Randy walks in the door after the game. Cade puts his hand out, 18, Dad. And
I dropped a few bombs going on that. Yeah.
And he goes, Cade, you just got demoted. You now have to go down to the visitor's end. We're bringing the big boy up to my end. And I think he and Luke had some kind of deal after he lost those $18 the first game.
Yeah, 18 was low, I thought. He must not have caught them all that game. But
anyway, yeah, it's just been really a pleasure to kind of look at his coaching and our journey in the program through the eyes of our kids. But there's just a lot of fun things that are coming back to us, and that was one of them that popped up on our talk this morning.
Yeah, but I got to thank them first and foremost for everything they've done for me, and they've always been there to me. I can get into it now, and I've been consumed by this stuff for basically 37 years of college coaching and 16 years here at Weber State. It consumes you, and for 24/7, 365 days a year, it never leaves your mind. And I know that I probably at times neglected Laura and the kids a little bit too much, and now it's our time. So spend more time with her and our family and everything. I'm really looking forward to that. But I want to thank them, and I also want. Did you want to say something?
No, you're doing good.
All right, you're good. You can shut me off anytime. But the other thing, I really got to thank my assistant coaches that have been with me throughout the years. I've been blessed to have just a tremendous staff that believed in the same values I've had and held up our culture while they've been here. And then, of course, I got to thank all the great players. I've been blessed with all the great players that we've had come through here. I can't start naming them because I'm going to, forget them all. But all the guys that trusted me and their families trusted me and our program and my staff to take care of them when they came here. And, I've always thought that, my main mission as the basketball coach here, I know I had to win games or else they wouldn't want me around, all that stuff. But I thought my main mission was the kids that we brought into our program was to try to mold them and help them to become successful people and when they left here, and successful husbands, successful fathers, members of society, and successful in whatever area they chose to pursue, whether it's professional basketball or whatever. And we worked really hard at that. And so I'm hoping that we maybe had the chance to make an impact on some of these guys. But, I also got to thank the administration, obviously. Jerry Graybill and Ann Milner were the ones that gave me my opportunity here. And they took a chance on me because there was a lot better candidates than me that wanted this job. And I'm forever indebted to those two for doing that. But then throughout the years, Norm Tarbox has been incredibly supportive of me and our program and our family, and Brad Mortensen now, and Tim Crompton, and everybody that's been involved in our program. But those people have really, I've had opportunities to maybe leave here a few times, and one of the reasons I just felt I needed to be here was because of the culture and the family atmosphere and the support that I received from all the administration and all the other coaches and everybody that's involved in Weber State. And I couldn't find myself to get out of here. And I'm grateful that they allowed me to stay here for that long. So thank you to everybody, and appreciate everybody that's reached out to us in the last couple of days and given us all their support. So it's been a fun run, and we're ready to move on to the next phase of our life and excited about it. Not sure where that's going to take us or whatever. We'll figure it out as we go, but it's been a lot of fun. So thank you to everybody that's helped our program out throughout the years. And the other thing, I want to thank the community of Ogden. Laura and I have tried to, get involved in the community as much as we can. We think we've done that, and we've really established some just tremendous lifelong relationships with the people in the community, as well as all the people here at Weber State. So appreciate all the support that we've got from them and continue to get from them to this day. So I've said enough. God, let's move on. If there's anything else, we'll see what we got to do.
Okay, we'll open it up for any questions. If you raise your hand, we'll call on you. Eric Walden.
Hi, Randy and Laura. Eric Walden, Salt Lake Tribune. As someone who covers the Utah Jazz and the NBA primarily, I get asked questions a lot of the time about Damian Lillard and Weber State, and people just kind of remain incredulous about a player that good winding up at, a program that's off the map to some people. Just thinking back on his tenure in your program, what stood out to you about him? At what point did you realize that he was kind of a different type of player?
I've been asked that a lot. A lot of people ask me, did you think he was going to be this good? And I'd be lying if I said he'd be this good. But I think it was after his, it started hitting me a little bit after his freshman year, but after his sophomore year, I remember we had a kid played for us, Kellen McCoy, great little player, love him to death. But he asked me, it was after Damian, we were in the summer or something and working out, and Damian was MVP of the league. And he comes up to me, he says, Coach, Damian, he's going to be an NBA guy, right? And I kind of hit me, and I thought, you know what? He might be. And that's really when it kind of hit me that, this kid's special. He's really special, and not just as a player, but as a person as well. And then I do remember that it was after, he broke his foot his third year, and then he came back for his fourth year, and we played at St. Mary's. And Damian was just off to a tremendous start. He was playing great. And I don't know, he put, I don't know, 38 or 40 or something like that on St. Mary's that game. And after that game, when we got back and our practices and stuff, I started to see more NBA scouts and GMs start to come to practice. And I was like, what in the world? What's going on? I was oblivious to all this stuff, Damian being on draft boards and all this. I was just trying to win the next game. That's all I knew. And so I remember grabbing one of the NBA GMs that came to our practice, and we were talking about Dame and all that stuff. And I looked at him, I says, am I going to lose Damian? And he starts laughing, and he says, well, yeah, you're going to lose him. He's going to be a top 10 pick. And I went, oh, and like I said, I was oblivious to it. And that's when it really hit me. And I said, well, I hadn't even really recruited to lose him, but that's when it really hit home. And, obviously the rest is history. So couldn't be more proud of him. Love him to death, as Laura and I love him to death. He's family, but he's done extremely well. And again, I say this all the time. He's an incredible player, but he is a lot better person than he is a player. And that's what I'm most proud of him for being.
Okay, Jeff Renier.
Yeah, Coach Jeff Rahe with Fox 13. Congratulations on a great career. 30 plus years as a coach. That's a long, long time, as you mentioned. I played golf with Jimmy DeGraff over the weekend, and he had great things to say about you. I know you didn't coach him directly, but I know you have a lot of great relationships with players. Has that changed with the way college basketball has changed now, with instead of recruiting high school kids for 4 years, it's all about the transfer portal? And did that kind of wear into your decision?
It has, as far as the relationships are concerned, it hasn't changed one bit for me. Whether we have a kid here for 4 years or 1 year, 2 years, that's basically what our culture is about here at Weber State. Has always been about the relationships with our players. And, I've said this forever. Weber State is much bigger. Weber State basketball is much bigger than any one person, me included. And it is about our players and those relationships that we have. And And I will tell you, it's been more challenging now with the transfer portal and the NIL stuff. It's changed college basketball, and it's a lot different now. But I've still tried to approach it the same way with all my guys, whether I had Kobe McEwen for 1 year, or Isaiah Brown for 1 year, or JJ Overton, whatever it is. And I think I don't think you can coach Division I basketball anymore without having genuine, caring relationships for your guys. We've always coached our guys really hard. We've always told them the truth, but they've always accepted it because I think they've all known how much we love them and how much we care about them, and we want them to be the best they can be and be great. And when you have those genuine, loving, caring relationships, and you have that trust amongst each other, these kids will run through a wall, and that's kind of the way we've always approached it. And so I just think the relationship part of it, I think it's even gotten more important, to be honest with you. I think social media has changed college basketball. I think the transfer portal, NIL, and these kids need to know how much you love them and care about them. So I don't know, what do you think? Think it's all changed a little bit? I just threw you under the bus there a little bit.
He just threw me under the bus. Yeah, it is different. It's definitely different.
It's just different.
When you're recruiting, 7 guys every year, it's a big difference. And obviously, we're open up again, and we were able to bring recruits and families back into our home, which is what we've always done. But for a year and a half, 2 years, he just holed up in the office and was on the phone all day and all night. So
yeah, COVID changed a lot of stuff too. Yeah, but whether it's better or worse, I don't know. I'm an old school guy. Some of the stuff that's going on in college basketball maybe doesn't fit me as much. Like I said, I'm old school. But whether it's better or worse, that's for each coach to determine. But it has changed for sure in the last 2 to 3 years. So we'll see where it goes from here.
Okay, thanks, Eric.
Coach, I know it's kind of hard to boil down a 16-year run at Weber State into a few moments, but as you've come to this decision and as you've been kind of coming to grips with it and maybe thinking back and reflecting on your time there, what are the moments that do stand out to you just from over the years in terms of what you're most proud of, in terms of they were the most exciting times, et cetera, things along those lines?
Well, I think the things I'm most proud of are just kind of how we try to run our program, and like I said, with character and integrity, and do it the right way. That's really mostly what I'm proud of. The things I remember, there's a few big games here and there, getting to the NCAA tournament and winning championships. Championship games are always fun and cool, but the things that stick out in my mind are the fun times that I had with our players, like off the court, in my office, hanging out with my staff. Those are the things that stand out the most to me, just messing around and telling jokes and having fun with the guys. That's what really sticks out to me the most. But there's some games here and there. There's some good ones, some tough ones that'll always stick out. But I am proud of, in 16 years, I'm proud of the fact that we've never lost a player that we've wanted to keep to a transfer. And to me, I think I hope that speaks to the strength of our culture. We have a family-based program here, and I think, I hope the kids, when they came through our program, felt that we were family. I hope they do. And to me, that's the stuff that is most important to me and sticks out to me. And not having, in 16 years, we've never had a kid in the newspaper for screwing up or doing something wrong. And that's the stuff I'm really proud of the most, to be honest with you.
Okay, Sean Walker, KSL.
Yeah, Coach, we're looking back so much on your career in 16 years. Like you said, it's so hard to boil down into 1 or 2 moments. I want to look forward for a quick second with both you and Laura. And I want to know what's the first thing you're going to do, after you unpack the office, when all is said and done, you're fully out and everything. Are you going to pour that tall glass of wine and just continue to reminisce, or do you have any other plans? And maybe I'll ask Laura kind of the same thing too.
I'm going to let Laura handle that. By the way, my office is already cleaned out. So I think Coach Duff's been trying to move into that office for a few years, but now he can finally have that baby. But What do you think? What are we gonna do? I think we already checked that box about the wine because I think
Yeah, he's
I had
taking
one
care
last
of that
night. I
part.
think we had that one last night.
He's on a training program. I got him on a training program. We're gonna leave here in about a week and go to Italy and ride bikes through Tuscany, and then we're gonna go to Rome and hang out with the Pope for a couple days. And so he's been on the bike the last few days, and we're trying to just get some miles underneath us so that we can go there and really enjoy our experience. And then once we get back, we really don't know, but we know that's one thing for sure we're going to do is we're going to head to Tuscany and just have a really good time.
Yeah, and then like I said, we're not, part of the exciting thing of it is trying to figure out what is going to come next and what we're going to end up doing and where we're going to be and all that stuff. Like I said, this happened pretty quickly, so we hadn't really made a lot of plans. We'll kind of figure it out as we go and have some fun, maybe get a little golf in and spend more time, hopefully with our boys, which is what I really like to do. And basically this is time for me and Laura too, I think I quit at the right time because she still likes me a little bit. A couple more years of this, she might not have liked me as much. So it's time for us to go, whatever it is, have some fun.
You're finishing your career too.
Yeah. You weren't supposed to ask me that question because, I feel like a little part of me's. It's hard. I've loved both of my jobs. Obviously, being a mother is, the greatest honor that I could have ever had. But I truly felt my purpose when I was in the classroom or working with student teachers. Teaching future teachers has just been the greatest love of my life. And officiating, oh my gosh, what a challenge, and just what an incredible, fun job. I never thought that I'd enjoy just the intensity and the harder the games, the tougher the coaches, just in some ways, just more fun. Basketball brought us together. I used to coach till we got married. We figured one of us would get off the coaching wagon, and I don't know if I made the better choice, but I went right into officiating. And it's just, it's really, really fit me. And I think it's fit both of us because we've been able to just really have an understanding for each other's passion and drive. And it takes a huge commitment and amount of time and energy to stay at the Division I level, which we're both at. So yeah, I'm a little sad to let those two joys go. But the trade-off is we've got this big, bright, wide open future, and we're going to keep expanding instead of expiring. And we just can't wait. I was telling Randy the other day, one of the first things I loved about him was that I was taller than him and I could beat him one-on-one.
Please.
But secondly, honestly, he was so funny and we had so much fun. And I think that work, we both have just an incredible work ethic. And the work, we just really overworked for a lot of our adult life. And it's just time for us to start having fun together and enjoying our friends. And, home has always been wherever we've been together. We dated through 4 jobs. We've been as coaches and referees in universities for 4 jobs. And we're just kind of excited to see what it's going to be beyond Italy.
I'll tell you one thing, in 18 years, she's never missed, or 30 years of officiating, she's never missed a call. She's asked me to check on it, never missed a call.
Any last questions from the media? Jeff? You're muted, Jeff.
I just want to ask how the players took the news and the recruits and what it was like sharing your decision with them.
Yeah, that was tough. I got to be honest with you. I did a Zoom call because the kids aren't around campus right now, and we did it with all of our current players, and that part was really, really hard because they know how much I love these guys to death, and for me to have to tell them that was really difficult. But but you know, as I told him, I says, hey, I'm always going to be here, and I'm going to be supporting you guys all the way through, and I know that they're going to do great things, and like I said, we're a family here, and that's never going to end. You know, the relationships that Laura and I have built here with everybody, players and community and administration, everything, those are lifelong relationships, and I just want them to know that I'm going to be watching them every single game, and I'm going to be, you know, I got their back, and if they ever need anything from here until eternity, I'm going to be here for them. And one thing we did talk about, Laura and I talked about, was maybe when we retire is going traveling around Europe or wherever and just go watch all of our guys play. You know, all of them. I got a whole bunch of guys playing high level, and we thought about just traveling and going and checking those guys out and seeing them. That to me would be a blast. But that was hard for me to talk to our players, and but I do know that they're going to be in great hands with Coach Duft, and he's going to do a great job with them, obviously. So, but that was a hard part, that's for sure.